Take one. Don't laugh!
Hi, we're group new. I'm Jess.
I'm Josh. This is Pan. And we're here to talk about our game, Affair of Honor. What is Affair of Honor?
Affair of Honor is a two-player strategy card game wherein both players are given 5 cards with 3 classes each. Right? So you should have 15 cards total plus 4 special cards, which we'll talk about later.
How did we come up about this concept? Ben, care to explain?
Originally, we thought it would be fun to think of a sci-fi micromanaging game.
A board game.
A board game instead of a card game first.
It had no title, but we did have a bunch of mechanics like player levels, and scaling, resource management. But ultimately, as Incendium came closer, we realized we didn't really have the time to make that work. What we had was very convoluted. It wasn't very fun. Very too many things to keep track of. So we dropped that idea, and we ended up with a card game.
So the reason we went with a card game is because we thought it would be a lot simpler to make that entire micromanaging board game where you have to keep track of a bunch of parts and rules.
Yeah. We also didn't really know how to make a board that would actually work as a board. Like we could use a piece of paper, but then you fold it enough times it gets really flimsy. We didn't really know where we could get one printed for us either, even if we were to design it for it. So ultimately we landed on that.
And we also had trouble coming up with what type of board that we're gonna use. Apparently there's a lot. You can use squares, you can use hexes, you can use a hex within a hex, and etc. And it just muddled up the game more and more until we could not go to our original concept, which is a spacefaring game.
Making a game, like starting from scratch, since we have schedules that kind of conflict, we never really met up in person, aside from when we were together at GAMMECH. So we made a Google document in Google Drive where we could all just type all our ideas in one place. So we figured out what worked and what didn't through trial and error, class feedback, etc.
And eventually we came up with Affair of Honor. So creation process. Well, we decided that we should divide the group since one should make cards and design them, and the other half should get them printed.
And also, like, are more centered on figuring out how the mechanics work.
Yeah, parang we just basically divided it into designers and artists, since this is a board game, hashtag card game.
No programming involved.
Yeah. So yeah, these two are the artists.
Please, continue please.
And then these two are the designers.
Yeah.
Since I think you guys maybe play more
And
games than we do, maybe.
we can't do Warframe. Well, I can't. I'm relegated to design. Challenges we encountered. Well, besides, the first challenge was coming up with the game because we like different things. So it's hard to find common ground.
Oh yeah, this is true.
We went from sci-fi
To fantasy.
Yeah.
We also jumped between types of games. One wanted a war game, one wanted a board game, one wanted a trading card game. But yeah, as just explained earlier,
We have limited time.
And
Yeah.
like even with what we ended up with, I had to consult them a lot because I don't really play quote unquote medieval games. It's not really a time area that I like to mess with. You'll see the cards, each rank has a different class, and I didn't really know much about classes for these sort of games. I was just kind of like, yeah, there's a dude with a sword probably, and a wizard or something. I don't know. It took a lot of communication, I guess.
And then the other problem is actually producing the game, which we had to get printed.
Oh,
We had to get the cards printed.
So we had a place in mind specifically to get the cards printed. Next to SDA is a printing place called GAMMECH, where a lot of students in SDA go print their stuff like business cards and other things that typically need thicker paper than just your regular bond paper. And the quality there is really nice. You do pay a higher price, but it's worth what you pay. So yeah, we decided to go there. We were designing cards right up to like the time that we needed to print. Like we sent Josh and Ben to go print. While they were traveling to the printing place, Hannah and I were still drawing. And then we did end up finishing the cards on time, but then by the time Ben got to the front of the line, they decided to go on a 4 p.m. lunch break. Do you want to talk about that?
I was there since 2:40, mind you, and I was waiting. So by the time you guys were done, and I lined up to get printed, by the time I was up on set, we're on a lunch break. Oh, till what time? Till 5. I said, okay, is there any other place? Then Josh suggested,
Yeah, we
there's
just
one just behind the hill.
Yes.
Oh, that one.
had it printed in lower quality, but it's a working prototype and we'll have the finished product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are just a lot of printing problems. Like literally printing it, and then even after we printed it, they're kind of flimsy, even though we have card sleeves for them, and the colors got kind of muddled.
And
even board paper for it.
Yeah.
It still ended up.
even the prototype took a lot of time. Time management, yeah, important.
Yeah, time management was an issue as well. I'm used to working alone, and alone you manage your own time. With a team, you have to coordinate really well to make something good. But the game works, and the feedback that we got.
Most of our feedback was about. So the initial rule set was we have 3 classes with 5 ranks in each, and the feedbacks we got about that is they wanted to add either more colors or more ranks to make it more complicated. So what we decided was we should just add more cards like power-ups and the Joker.
Yeah.
And our original deck has a king card which beats anything. So to counter that, we made a Joker card which loses to everything but the king. And the power-up cards are
Rank up, rank down,
And color switch.
and color switch.
We added that because the game works on its own, but it feels a little bland. So we added something to spice it up. Comparing it to our old concept, this game is faster compared to the board game, mostly because in our previous concept, whenever players take turns, players tend to overanalyze their turn, deciding which decision is the best, etc., etc. But here, the turns go by fast. You just play one card and then compare, and then play another, compare, etc., etc.
It's a lot less complicated. There's a lot less things that you have to remember. With our board game, you had to remember where to get resources, how much you have, what you need to get to a certain place, compare it with other people that are playing with you. It was just way too much thinking involved for a game that, like at Incendium, which granted the event is 3 hours long, most players would want to go around and play different games throughout the 3 hours instead of sitting down to play one game for 3 hours. It felt like gameplay was way too long to figure out a winner.
our original game was like it had a max amount of turns, like 10 rounds. But in our card games, the players can go at their own pace. So at least at like most they can play for like 5 minutes.
And the faster gameplay turned out to be to our advantage because Uh, well, the reason was if the gameplay is faster, it means you should be more concentrated at the game. There are no moments that drop yung excitement because you have to wait for the other player to decide what they'll do, etc., etc. You decide at the same time. So that was a unforeseen bonus.
And now Affair of Honor is a lot more balanced than whatever we would have come up with if we pushed with the sci-fi board game. Because we had trouble trying to make things fair for everyone. If we were to add something, sometimes it felt like it was an overpowered mechanic or something that a player could abuse while the other three kind of just don't do as well. Like Affair of Honor is balanced because your opponent has the same stuff as you. It boils down to outsmarting the other person. It has nothing to do with whether you're lucky, really.
Luck in this game is not like luck in dice games because luck here is there's no randomness because both players are deciding. You just have to keep track of what the other player is playing, so you can have a
idea of what they'll play next.
yeah, or what you should play next because it's all probability at this point. And what's our plan for advertising the game?
Probably just gonna make social media graphics so that we can, like with the art on it.
Marketing using social media, and we can let our friends play through word of mouth, etc., etc. To spread. I think all of us here play board games from time to time, game nights, etc. I think we just bring it. Hey, you guys want to play? Make this game.
Yeah.
You could also give it a paper path since they're being a paper doll.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Well, because the course's official student organization guild, I think they're trying to come up with a partnership with Tabletop. So if that were to happen, we could actually send Affair of Honor in. But that's only when we're done with the final game and not just working with the working prototype.
yeah. Siguro in one sentence, describe your experience working with other people and working on this game.
I'm never going to Texas again. It was fun trying to balance the game since we all have different ideas and we have to like see from each other's point of view where they're coming from.
I had fun doing the art. It's just that I need better time management. I guess I lost the time slot for Incendio because it started at 2:40 and ended at 5:40. I thought it started at 4:20 instead of 2:40. So, which is why Pan and I ended up drawing until Ben and Josh got the deck sack. But yeah, that stuff aside, I enjoyed helping make Affair of Honor.
Paano naman?
What about you, Pan? How was your experience?
Well, I do hope we can have more time, but it's limited. And maybe next time we should start it by a week ago at least, because little time we cannot finish our project. And actually, I prefer the previous one, the strategy one, but too much work, too little time.
Yeah, from my experience, designing games is very different from playing games. And I know it's cliche, but communication really is key when you're working with a team, and you have to be coordinated like a well-oiled machine to actually come up with something good. We did eventually, but we did not.
We could have done that.
Yeah, we could have done better. So yeah.
Please play our game. It's called Fair Runner by Group Name.
$2.99. National store.